Okay, I don't even know what we're at. So I have moved. I filmed my initial tour of this sketchbook probably in like 2022, and then I didn't like it, so I moved and then tried to do it there. Didn't like it, so I moved and tried to do it there, and so we're gonna try again. We're gonna try again, and regardless whether or not I like this version of the tour after my 10th try, we're just gonna go. This is a Strathmore sketchbook. I got it at a random art museum. I went one day with my older sister. These are just some random stickers. I used to babysit and nanny for a family, and they were really into like scrapbooking and junk journaling. So they let me have these stickers because they didn't like these ones. And then this one I got at Hot Topical. Started June 2018, ended November 2018. Standard first page back in the day. I used to, like most artists, get really in my head about first page. I wanted it to be very pretty. I wanted people who didn't know my art very well to open my sketchbook, see my front page, and be like, wow, this is fantastic. But I'd get so worried that it was going to be absolute crap that I whatever. So now I don't care. I'll put whatever as my front page. Usually it's an introduction to who I am with a little drawing of myself. I made my own paint with rose water. It didn't go so well, and some random doodles. I was planning to do, I came back and did these later on in my sketchbook. Like this one, these two, for example, are the next page, a drawing of Inuyasha. I hadn't seen Inuyasha at the time. I watched all of it, including all the movies. I think I watched it in 2020 to 2021 with my ex-roommate. This is a drawing later and all that stuff. So I think I left this blank thinking I would come back to it and draw something fantastic. And then over time, it just became I want to figure out how to do this pose. I'll do a quick sketch on the first page. And of course, the Inuyasha. I think at this point, I took a couple of requests on Instagram, and said ex-roommate wanted me to draw Inuyasha because it was one of their favorite shows growing up. See, here's those two that were back on the front page. I was trying to figure out that poses for, I think this was supposed to be a Gretzko or Bretzko. I think the second or first season had just come out and I'd really gotten into it. So I'm still in my Voltron phase at this point. I think I covered that in previous sketchbooks. I got really into Voltron. I really liked it. The show fell flat on its face. Just absolutely dumpster fire of an ending. And for a while I was really ashamed of being in the Voltron fandom. You can look at some of my older sketchbook videos and I'm like, oh my god, this is so cringe. Whatever, don't kill the part of you that's cringe, kill the part of you that cringes. I am back in Voltron and you can't stop me. I am making Lance animatics as we speak. So this was Lance. I was going to do this whole thing with a galaxy background and I couldn't finish it. I could not. I got really into Pokemon Gajinkas, where you take a Pokemon and draw what you think they'd look like as a human. In one of my playthroughs, I had a Whimsicott for the first time. I'd never used Whimsicott before, and I decided I was going to draw her, and I wanted to make her like a Lolita-style character. And halfway through drawing it, you'll see that back then I decided to just draw as I went along, not sketch, colored in, whatever. And then someone, I think it was my sister at the time, said that she looks like a man, and I was like, whatever, maybe she is Brolita, maybe she's gender fluid, I don't care. We love her in this house. I really want to revisit her. She'd be fun. I stole the pose from Pinterest. I do that a lot now, or I'll take a pose from Pinterest and then just superimpose whatever character on top of it. So we got a Hanzo. This was stolen off of Pinterest, absolutely. And I watched the Great British Baking Show and wanted to draw food. I'm a lot better at drawing food now. More Voltron. I think this is around the time that we got confirmation that Kuron or Kuro was the clone, and it's him and his smoke, and he's like, I don't want to be you anymore, because his lyrics from Billie Eilish, I don't want to be you anymore. I did an animation where a red panda saw its tail, got scared, and like tried to grab at it, like how cats sometimes do and dogs sometimes do. I don't know if I still have the file for it anymore, but I'll see if I can find it. And then I wanted to draw an owl, but he was looking at the red panda, and I was like, oh, I should write You're So Stupid because it's funny. That's Marshall Lee. I think I got back into Adventure Time, a random beach with some sunflowers, and this is the Homestuck language. I don't remember what it's called. Every now and then I crash hard back into Homestuck for like 2 weeks and then I dip. Same with Hetalia. Just one of those fundamental fandoms that I used to be part of in my childhood and then grew out of or just became uninterested as time went on. I think right around this time is when I moved in with my grandmother full time to help take care of her because she was dying of cancer. Yep, it was. Okay. So again, full-fledged back into my Homestuck phase. We've got some Gamzees. It's really hard to see, but oh, there he is. He's supposed to be all like bloodied up and scratched, and I'm not gonna spoil why. One of my OCs, Abel Crow. This was back when I just wanted to have an OC and just be able to draw them, but I was really bad at making OCs look unique, so it's just like a guy in a hoodie with a shaggy haircut. I have fully fleshed out his story a lot more. My aunt came to visit and looked through this sketchbook and my previous one, because I kept the other one on me because I was trying to do something, and she said that I should do more studies because all of my crap is just fan art and vapid, shallow stuff, and I tried and got bored. Doing studies is important, and I do like to do studies now, but shut up, Susie, like you don't know anything. A Mina from My Hero Academia, I believe the reference was a cosplayer. His name is Minty Prince. Love his cosplays, absolutely phenomenal cosplayer. I found a dying Sharpie and a fresh Sharpie that was like super juicy, and I decided I wanted to see if I could just raw dog some sketches with both of them using the dying one as like a shader. I wanted to do one of each character. I have a hard time drawing Hunk. He's one of those characters where it's like I'm trying too hard to capture his likeness and I get in my head about it, so I mess up. Same with Pidge, honestly. I have a hard time drawing Pidge unless it's full gremlin, because that's how I see them in my head. And then I drew this and I liked it so much that I wanted to redraw it. I was still kind of in a pen phase and also trying to get back into doing pencil sketches more. So I had my Instagram followers, I put it to a poll to see which one they'd rather have me do, a pen or pencil. They chose pencil. I said, over here. I said pen and I messed up and I did not want to try it again, and they were right, I should have done pencil. More sketches. This was supposed to be Jasper from Steven Universe. That's another show that I got weird about not liking because Lily Orchard, or whatever her name is, just absolutely messed up the Steven Universe fandom. Like she does with most fandoms, she'll say things as fact and gospel without having watched the show or anything that she comments on. So I was embarrassed to like Steven Universe. I'm back in it now. I love the show. It is fantastic. For all its flaws, it is fantastic. And continuing on with some pen sketches, we have... I actually really like this one. Hold on, I want to show some of those details. I got really into pen sketches for a hot minute. And then there's a Link, but I'm not really fond of the way I used to draw Link. I'm still figuring out how to draw. I'm good at drawing Twilight Princess Link. After the Wild Tears of the Kingdom Link, I want him to be majestic, but also feral, but also like knightly. This blew up on Instagram. I don't remember how many likes it got. And by blew up, I mean blew up for me, which probably means it only got like 137 likes. Most of my posts averaged around 20. And most of those were from friends and family, which is like, whatever. This was supposed to be a character. I don't remember who. Can't tell. I really got into, because of how good this one was, I'm really bad at drawing two characters interacting. So I wanted to continue the hype train for myself. So we have Usagi and Tuxedo Mask hugging, Ruby and Sapphire for their wedding. I wanted to get better at backgrounds. I'm still awful at backgrounds. And I had a limited marker run with me because, again, I was at my grandma's house and I would only go home for like 20 minutes each time just to grab something or a little bit to babysit my younger brothers. So I had very limited art supplies around this time, and I tried to do a background study. It's okay. I think it would have been a lot better if I had better supplies. More My Hero Academia stuff. I watched like the first 3 seasons and that was it. I don't know, it became okay, and it started off really good. It dipped down into mediocre. The ending was good-ish, but the fandom got weird, and I've been in some weird fandoms, right? I was in Hitalia when it was coming out new. I was also in Black Butler when that was new. I remember the absolute fandom nightmare when season 2 came out. But My Hero Academia fans were weird and they were aggressive about it. So I kind of dipped the fandom, but we have Dabi and Shigaraki. This is based off of a dream I had where one of my old friends that I had in elementary school, middle school, I dreamt that I was at her house because I left a sketchbook there, and I finally found it, and when I flipped through it, it was full of like cryptid drawings and poems that I'd never made, and it was like so cool. And so one of them, I want to redraw this again, was this guy. This was a photo that someone took and I tried to draw it and it failed really badly, but I remember being at my grandma's dining table at like 2 a.m. because I was waiting for the timer for her getting meds at like 3 a.m. to go off, and I was listening to Milk Teeth, the song, on repeat while drawing this, and then I posted it to DeviantArt with the title Milk Teeth. Up here we have, I believe this is some codes for Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, if I remember correctly. A Genos, random stuff. If you see something like this, I did a lot of vent art around this time because I was taking care of my dying grandmother and I didn't really have a lot of people to talk to. Shout out to my then boyfriend, now husband, for just being my absolute rock during this time. Oh man. Some lapis. I know she's not everyone's favorite character. I get why they don't like her. I love her. I love her so much. I wish people understood why she makes the decisions she makes, rather than just being like, well, she should have just gotten over her trauma and done this. Here's that OC that I was talking about earlier, Abel Crow. I played around with putting him in like a Pokemon universe. I wanted to draw some screenshots of some shows that like really influenced me. I was on the Bee and Puppy Cat hype train before it became what it is now. Let that stand. Steven Universe, Pink Diamond, my beloved, my behated, my morally complex character, and Over the Garden Wall, which I absolutely love still to this day. I was gonna completely do them all in Copics, but again, very limited supply, and even when I had my full collection at my disposal, I didn't have a whole lot of colors to work with. I got super into Hyrule Warriors, and all the people who followed me for my Hyrule Warriors 100% completion video, I am so sorry. Anytime I turn that game on, it makes me want to kill myself. So, it's fine. But here's some Ganondorf from that game. I really like his design, but I did not do him justice. He is very, very, I don't want to say Dilfy. No, he's got 2 idiot sons, which is Girahim and Zant, and he's a Dilf. He's a Dilf. This was gonna be my older sister's D&D character, but she wanted me to do art for the character, but literally was not responding when I tried to ask her questions, like, oh, well, when you envision this character, like, what do you see? Like, what kind of facial features? What kind of hair? And she's just like, I don't know, just do hair. like, what color? And she goes, I don't know, just whatever you think would work best. And, like, again, I was trying to explain to her, do you want different eye shapes? These all look really similar. Do you want different nose shapes? Do you want, like, what do you want? This also blew up on Instagram. People really ship Ochako and Katsuki. Ochako and Toga for life. This is one of my other OCs in that witch Pokemon AU. He was going to be a green witch with like a whole bunch of like grass types. I think his partner Pokemon was going to be a like Roselia or Roserade. He definitely had a Bulbasaur though. I was rewatching Friends with my mom whenever we did Hangout. We got to that part where Ross is like crying into a martini glass and his voice is cracking saying he's totally fine. And that didn't just absolutely imbibe Shiro's entire thing. Oh, I still want to complete this. So this is an animatic plan that I had for Pearl and Rose to the song She by Dodie, which again is... I'm not mad at things blowing up that I like on TikTok or on Instagram, YouTube. The issue is when I then try to be like, oh, I really like that song, or oh my gosh, I love that artist, or whatever, having to explain, no, I'm not lying. I have been obsessed with it for X many years, and people insist on gaslighting me and telling me, no, I only got into it because it's a trend on TikTok. How dare I like the song She by Dodie way back when it was still like Musically, but I had a whole like animatic planned. My family was really into Pokemon Go. We would all get together and play. My mom was super competitive about it. She's still the one with the highest level in Pokemon Go out of all of us. And then this is my halfway point, my sketchbook. I continued on with the animatic for exactly 2 panels. This is August because my birthday was in 19 days. I think Wilford Mother Loving Wolfstache came out. I remember doodling all of these on my grandmother's couch with my headphones on, but I wasn't listening to anything. It was literally just me listening in on the conversation my mom had because I was a snoop. This was the trellis / backyard view from a porch swing at my grandmother's house. A Markiplier that does not look like Mark. I don't know who that white man is, but it is not Markiplier. I got into my Lance feels again, but it did not turn out well. Again, limited art supplies while trying to do something fantastic is very difficult. That vine where it's like, you wouldn't like me before my coffee. That's funny because I don't like you any of the time. I hate you. I thought that was very much Lance and Keith. So I tried to draw it and then I gave up. I got back into Tokyo Mew Mew because I don't know if anyone else knows this phenomenon. When you're going through a tough time, like taking care of your dying grandmother, you kind of cling on to weird points of comfort. And for me, it was going back and connecting with a lot of shows and manga and books that I was really into as like a little kid. And I remember in middle school checking out the Tokyo Mew Mew manga and tracing over the mother panels. I was super into it. I tried watching the anime and then I just couldn't do it. I thought the voices were really dumb. I hated the dub absolutely with every fiber of my being. I've since watched it and I absolutely love it now. There was a trend on Instagram where people were drawing their little quirks. I didn't at the time like drawing myself or people I know. I still don't like drawing people I know because I don't know, I feel like I'm not doing them justice, and if I draw them badly then they'll kind of take that personally. But I draw my husband all the time. I can move one eye independently and I purposefully don't tell people that to freak them out, and I like small spaces. This is Matsuya. I don't really like PewDiePie. Please don't hurt me. I used to like him a lot, but he said some weird stuff, and I know a lot of people forgive him for saying the N-word, but I can't, and I also can't forgive him for doing the Nazi salute because, joke or not, you don't joke about that stuff. And my best friend at the time was Jewish, and to handle the thought of hurting her like that by following someone who jokes about being a Yahtzee, you know? Oh, I did this at a PETA jungle with my sister who was making fun of my art. I don't talk to my sister anymore. I'm going to mention her a lot. She and I stopped talking because she's racist. Anyways, so I drew this at a PETA jungle. I got really into Nate Wants to Battle's Ocarina of Time album, and Hands of a Thief I had playing on repeat. Oh, it was so good. Vent art, me wanting a bigger booty because I had a flat booty, and a red panda for a friend of mine. Different Marcus E. pliers. We've got Darkiplier, Google Plier, with Dwarf Stash, and then regular Mark. These look a lot more like him, except for that one. I don't know who that man is. And then a random Jacksepticeye logo. Can you focus? Some Koroks. And then I watched Jacksepticeye's playthrough of Night in the Woods, and I fell in love. I've played the game multiple times since then. I don't remember who was hugging here. One of them is Shiro. I recognize that arm. One of them is Shiro. This is a poem that one of the characters reads in Night in the Woods. I really love it. Just love it. More Night in the Woods, but this time with My Hero Academia. This is a quote, but I just placed names. You know how you want to just go stand in a corner sometimes? Yeah, Hizashi is my corner, because back in my pen doodle era, ooh, let's get on the details. I think this was from a webtoon, I don't remember, or it was someone's D&D character, Bakura from Yu-Gi-Oh! You can see a very tiny astral right there, and Seto Kaiba. Again, Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! And we're on the internet a lot, you've probably heard, or at least have watched some of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series. That's what got me super into Yu-Gi-Oh! In the first place. Like, I watched a lot growing up on CW for kids, but I kind of like was like, all right, Yu-Gi-Oh! Whatever. And then when I was in 7th grade, I found Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, and it has had me by the thong since. I will tell you that. This was supposed to be a drawing of me, but in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Style, didn't turn out. That's Breath of the Wild Link. I was like, oh, I wonder if it's Tears of the Kingdom. Girl, it wasn't out yet. Another artist that I'm kind of salty about that blew up on TikTok, not because it's bad that they blew up on TikTok or bad that other people got into them. Bad in the sense that I now have to tell people, no, I'm not a fan of that artist just because of TikTok. I have been following them for years. I knew Joji as Pink Guy and Filthy Frank first. I have his book. It's in storage right now, but I have his book. And from Disenchanted, Lucy, we got, I think that's supposed to be me, got a little mini Keith, someone in a dress. That's Aki Dearest, because I like her videos. And a random mason jar. This is from a webtoon I stopped reading like immediately after I drew this. I really like this one, even though I kind of over-rendered it. And then I can't draw dragons. Little pumpkin head. Little guy. Ooh. I covered this up because my sister was practicing her new last name and stuff. I drew my own eye. I drew Shiro. My sister wrote this. She was trying to scare me. I'm afraid of blood. I don't know why she wrote bananas. Some Lewis from Mystery Schools. I love that music video. If you have not seen it, watch it. It's good. I don't remember what this is. I remember I was trying to take notes about something while at a D&D session, and I didn't want anyone to read it, so I was just writing like this. And this was my character. Her name is Eden. She was a rogue elf. And that's it. The kids that I nannied, they wanted to draw my sketchbook. And they were practicing their shapes. And the PewDiePie and Matsuya. This is when I started work. Because I drew this while I was training. Period stuff. I get cramps, and then my back hurts, and then my chest hurts, and then I'm just, I'm out of it for like a week. K-pop is becoming a big thing. I tried to draw a K-pop person, but I'm bad at it. Some deer and a skull. I remember I was watching Haunting on Hill House, and when I drew this is supposed to be the bent neck lady. I was bad at birds. I'm a lot better now. That's good to know. Random chain, random Breath of the Wild Link. Venom, Villain Deku, a random bit from a Jacksepticeye, I believe it was Layers of Fear playthrough. He made a joke about a Cain and Abel, and I thought it was hilarious. I was gonna do a style study. I did bad at it and I only did one. If you're in the art space at all, you know who she is. Got God of War. This is supposed to be Kylo Ren. Fun fact, when I was drawing this, I was in class and I was in a photography class, and the person I was sitting next to was in my sign language class, and he recognized me, and we were signing to each other because he's deaf, and he really liked my sketchbook, and he asked, hey, like, do you have any more drawings like that? And I said yes, and then completely turned to continue just drawing, and I did not pick up the social cue that he wanted to look through my sketchbook. I got absolutely reamed by my sister when I told her that story. Rightfully so. I was so bad at social cues, and I still am. I'm better at it. Some Being Puppy Cat, also trying to do a style study here. Didn't finish it. And this is the little game corner that they go in Being Puppy Cat. This is a webtoon that I really liked. They were doing an art competition thing, so I drew them really poorly. But they featured my art in the little art contest, so I was very happy. The girls that I babysat wanted to draw. They were obsessed with like the donut, pizza, waffle, taco kick that went around during this time. And these as well. Don't remember the name of them. Oh gosh, I still can't draw Ritos really well at all. I keep wanting to make them more bird-like, and then I keep wanting to make them more human, and then those two mesh really poorly. And then a really bad Link whose eyes aren't looking at. Oh god, baby girl, I'm so sorry, I butchered you. More Dodie lyrics, this is her song. Rainbow. I got some pastel markers, just some crappy ones that were like less than $1 each. I really wanted to work with pastels, so I drew some cute little dittos. Look at that. Oh, back when Yeet was still popular in the zeitgeist. Sailor Mercury. Got really back into Sailor Moon around this time. I really wanted to draw a quick one in this style and in my style. I draw her so differently now. A little bloopy. In my pottery class, I tried to make one of these guys, and he turned out really horrible. And I absolutely love him. He's my disfigured little son, and I keep him constantly because he brings me so much joy looking at how bad he looks. Background study, a Kakashi, a jackalope. Nope. Me not knowing how to end my sketchbook and thinking it'd be funny to draw a butt, but then I was like, oh, what if I do a meta thing where it's this page, but as, yeah. I don't do sketchbook reviews. I probably should go through and write all these. And then this was, oh, my friend is pagan, and she's talking to me about some stuff. And that's it. This is an okay sketchbook. I like mixed media more because I like to dabble in different types of materials. I do a lot of watercolor, I do a lot of gouache, some acrylic markers, I do colored pencils, I do, oh gosh, just about everything that you can think of. I dabble in it, except for pastels and oil pastels and crayons. I have not mastered those just yet. I prefer more of a mixed media, but back then I didn't have enough money to buy any art supplies, so anything I did get was usually gifts for birthdays or Christmas. I was poor. Still am. Good sketchbook. I look back on this one really fondly. I think just because there's so many clear memories of, I can picture exactly where I was when I drew these, what I was listening to. Like there's so many things, like it's not finished, it's not full, it's sparse, but I flipped through this and I have such distinct memories. And then it's honestly one of my favorite sketchbooks I've done. It'll probably be another couple days before I film the next one because my knees need time to recover. I need to find out whether or not I'm having another stinking surgery on my hip or if I just need to go get some type of arthritis medication. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment. What was your favorite drawing in this one? And do you have the same thing where you look back at a sketchbook that may not be that good, but the memories of what you were doing while drawing just filled you with so much joy that you hold on to it and it's like a dear memory now? Let me know. Oh god, I hope this turns out okay. If not, it's fine. I'll still post it. It's okay. Ugh.